Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pickdawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Sunday, November 30th, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my Bank Shop Best Bet in College Hoops, as well as my NFL Play of the Week, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games in college hoops for Sunday. First up, we've got Stonehill and Quinnipiac. This one is 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, we've taken Quinnipiac twice this season, and they have failed for us twice. They got crushed against St. John's. They got crushed against Yale. And you know what? I saw a lot of comments, Quinnipiac's on the do not bet list. Don't talk about Quinnipiac anymore. But here's the thing. Since those games, this Bobcats team has looked a lot like the team I thought they would be. They had a nice win over Maine. Doesn't really say too much, but then a big upset win over Pittsburgh on the road, which Pittsburgh just beat Ohio State. So, that's a pretty solid victory, a true road win against an ACC school. And then a competitive game against UCF. They lost by double digits, but scored 91 points on UCF in that true road game. So, Quinnipiac is playing its best basketball. Their offense is rolling. I'm going to back them one more time. If they fail for us here, then I promise I won't talk about Quinnipiac the rest of the season. Maybe I'll have to talk about them in conference play, but I think this is a good matchup for Quinnipiac. Offensively, I think they can do what they want in this matchup against a Stonehill defense that right now is, not forcing turnovers, forcing some tough shots here and there, but still a below average defense. And then the offense just can't get it done. I can't see them going score for score with Quinnipiac for 40 minutes. I look for a blowout win for Quinnipiac. I'm going to lay the points with the Bobcats. Next up, we've got Yale and Vermont. This one's also 2 p.m. Eastern, also on ESPN+. This is another game where I think we see the favorite win and win by margin. I'm going to lay the points here with Yale. I think they match up well, especially offensively, where Yale right now is number one in three-point shooting, 45.6% as a team, which is crazy because this team really lost a lot of big-time three-point shooters in the offseason. And you got a guy like Nick Townsend, who we expected to take more threes this year, only had 54 attempts from the perimeter last year at a 50% clip. This season, he's already at 27 three-point attempts and 56%. Now, he still is somebody that's going to be more, dangerous in the front court, scores a lot of two-point field goals. He's also a great free throw shooter. But, outside of him, there's a lot of really good candidates for Yale on the perimeter against a 315th ranked three-point defense for Vermont. That's giving up a lot of points from the perimeter. And, defensively, Vermont is actually a pretty solid offensive team this season. They're also a good shooting team, but Yale is forcing tough shots. I think their defense has gotten a little bit unlucky so far. They're ranked 275th in effective field goal percentage, but shot quality-wise, they're much stronger. And, they gave up 90 points plus in that game against Akron, but still got the job done in the end, 97-94. I think Yale's offense goes off in this game. I think they score in the 80s, maybe the 90s. I think it's going to be good enough for a win and a cover. It was a one-sided win for Yale last year over Vermont. I think they get another one in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we've got Wyoming and Texas Tech. This one is going to be 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Now, honestly, these are two bet-on teams for me right now. I think both of these teams are a lot better than their current KenPom ratings. I think they're going to outperform their projections. I think Texas Tech is, again, a national contender. I think Wyoming is going to have a bounce-back season after, Wyoming's had some nice seasons in the Mountain West, but last year a losing record and only 5 wins in conference play. Already now 6-1 start the year. Now they played a pretty weak schedule. Their only road game was their only loss, but still, a team fundamentally sound. They're a good rebounding team, force tough shots defensively, getting pretty good looks on the offensive side. They get to the free throw line. I think Wyoming is a dangerous road dog when they're getting a lot of points like this, but also Texas Tech, I think, is going to be a contender. Only 2 losses to Illinois and Purdue, not bad losses there. One was a neutral site, other one a true road game. You've got a team that made a deep run last year that returns a good amount of production, but also adds in some really key pieces and one of the best players in college basketball in JT Toppin and a great head coach also in Grant McCasland. And that leads me to my pick in this one. I like the Wyoming Cowboys in the first half of this game, plus the points. Texas Tech, Grant McCasland, one of the best halftime coaches, adjusters in the country. You see in his last game against New Orleans, Texas Tech had a great start to that game. The first 5 minutes or so had a nice lead. That lead vanished, and it was a competitive first half. the rest of the way. The first 10 minutes, it was 20-18 Texas Tech. They ended up having a 7-point lead at halftime, but then in the second half, it was all Red Raiders. They won that half 41-16. The defense was unbelievable, and that's not just one game. He was especially known for this at North Texas. You'd see a lot of those non-conference games, not so great first halves, and then just destroyed those inferior opponents in the second half. And I could see, potentially this game getting dicey for the full game spread late in this one, because I look for the Red Raiders to prevail. But in the first half, I think Wyoming's defense strong enough here. Texas Tech still looking to find their rhythm a little bit offensively. I'm going to go with the Wyoming Cowboys first half plus the points. Next up, we've got Coppin State and Loyola Maryland. This one is 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. This game's very similar to the matchup we talked about on Tuesday with Coppin State and Rider, where Rider was a significant favorite in that game, but I didn't think that Rider should be laying points like that against any team in the country Division I wise. Even a Coppin State team, it could be bottom 3, bottom 2 in Division I this year, and Coppin State had a great defensive showing. They earned their first Division I victory of the season, outright as a pretty sizable dog, 68-65. And it's another situation where I don't think Loyola Maryland should be this big of a favorite. You look at their season so far, 2 subdivision victories and then a win over Stonehill at a neutral site, which, we faded Stonehill earlier in the video. Obviously not big on the Skyhawks. And I think that, Loyola Maryland, definitely the better team in this game. And, they're a good 3-point defense. They score a lot of sustainable buckets down low, but still a team. It's one of the worst rebounding teams in the country. They're a horrible free throw shooting team, so if this game is close to the spread by the end and you need some free throws to get you over there, 349th in free throw shooting for Loyola Maryland, I think Coppin State does enough in this game to find the cover, if not the outright upset. A regional rivalry game with Coppin State playing with revenge. Give me the points here with Coppin State. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at Pickdawgz.com, and there is a link in the description. As always, Romanelli, good luck.